Hello, today we shall see under the Indian Contract Act capacity to contract and free consent. Capacity to contract, what it means. An agreement becomes a contract if it is entered into between the parties who are competent to contract. Everyone is competent who is of the age of majority, who has crossed 21 years of age, who is of sound mind, normal thinking, who is not disqualified from contracting by any law, who is not arrested or charge sheeted. So capacity means competent, or who is competent to contract. Contracts by a minor. A minor is a person who has not completed the age of 21 years. Under the Indian law, a minor is not competent to contract. A minor's contract is absolutely void ab initio. Means from the very beginning, it is contract is void. That's invalid. Void means invalid. In other words, a minor is neither liable to perform what he has promised under an agreement nor liable to repay money received under it. Principle behind this ruling is that a minor is incapable of judging what is good for him. In other words, a minor cannot judge. He doesn't know what is good for him. So when can a minor contract? These are the exceptions. As a promisee, for example, promissory note in minor's favor can be enforced by him because he is part of the beneficiary. As an agent, he can bind his principal by his acts but is not liable to the same. There is no liability on the part of the agent as a minor, but he can always bind the principal, that is, put the principal under obligation. As a partner in a partnership firm, not liable to any obligations of the firm, right? That is, in case of profit, he'll get the share. In case of loss, he'll take no part of it. Necessaries. Minor is bound to support the supplier of necessaries. Supplier can be reimbursed from the property of a minor. That is, a minor, if he is staying alone and has a guardian, if he requires food, clothing, other necessaries, obviously he will receive it from the supplier. Supplier has to be paid. Paid from where? From his property. Contract by person of unsound mind. Contracts by lunatics. Lunatics means those who are, like slightly mad. Lunatic means comes from the word luna, which means the moon. During moon phases, some people are normal, some people are not normal. So, example, a patient in a lunatic asylum who is at intervals of sound mind may contract during those times. That is when he is normal. Contracts by drunkards or alcoholics. Contract by such a person is absolutely void and cannot be ratified. Even if he is normal, not drinking, still it cannot be ratified. Why? Because in their bloodstream they will still have that alcohol content, which is not good. Contracts by idiots. Idiots are those people who think that the whole world is wrong and they are right. Obviously, you can't contract with such a person. Contracts with Pardanishin women. Such women who by custom of the country or by usage of the particular community to which she belongs is obliged to observe complete seclusion. Means she is basically not an outdoor person. She is within her homes taking care of the house. She doesn't is not in contact with the public. In order to make a valid contract to such a woman, it should be established that the deed was not only executed by her but was explained to and understood by her. So there has to be guidance. Someone has to guide her while she's entering into contract if she is of sound mind. Contracts by married or single women can enter into contract if she is a major and does not suffer from any disabilities. A married woman can enter into a valid contract without her husband's consent. She doesn't need husband's permission if she's entering into a valid contract. A married woman can even bind her husband's property and pledge his credit for pressing necessaries. If household requirements are necessary, then he can always take hold of her husband's property and pledge it for credit. Other contracts like corporations, we know corporations are legal entities, but they're not in person. So it is competent to contract. It cannot enter into contracts of a strictly in personal nature. By insolvents, such persons cannot enter into contracts personally as his property vests in the hands of his official assignee, who can enter into a contract on behalf of the insolvent. Thank you. We shall discuss free consent in the next slide.